I'm Barry Tramel, and I think I know why Bill Blankenship was named head coach at the University of Tulsa.
Does it have anything to do with his credentials as a head coaching candidate? From the Opoko Studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching the Press Row. I'm Jenni Carlson. Tulsa has hired a new football coach, Barry, after Todd Graham left. It's Bill Blankenship. He's a guy that's well known in coaching circles around here, was at Tulsa Union for a long time, played at TU, has been an assistant on their staff, now the head coach. I think he's a really nice hire, but I don't know that his football credentials are the only thing at play here.
Well, I think clearly the reason Bill Blankenship was hired was money. I think Tulsa is sort of facing the economic reality that a lot of college football is going to face eventually, which is checks can bounce. And Tulsa, a school that doesn't draw that well, a school that draws maybe 20,000 on average. If they're not playing Oklahoma or Oklahoma State at Chapman Stadium, it's not going to be full, and the stadium is not big to start with. I think it's clear that TU realizes it can't keep paying coaches $1.3 million. They don't. This is not Owen Field. This is not Bryant-Denny Stadium. This is not a place where 90,000 people come and pay big dollars. They have a budget, and they can't keep paying these seven-figure salaries to football coaches. So I think Bill Blankenship was a fallback position and got the job because Tulsa could afford him. That's no slight against Bill. I think it's a wonderful story. I'm pulling for him. He's a class act. He's an excellent coach on the high school level, has done well on Graham's staff these last 4 years. But clearly, I think this was an economic move by Tulsa.
Yeah, I think that there were a lot of things at play here. Tulsa looks like they went after some other folks, but at the end of the day, they just didn't happen. One of their old assistants went to Clemson, and they really tried to pull him back. But honestly, probably it could make as much or more at Clemson as he would as Tulsa's head coach, maybe what they were offering. You know what? I'm pulling for Bill Blankenship, much like Barry said. You know, here's a guy that spent a lot of time coaching at the high school level, really sees this, you know, kind of as his New York Yankees job. This was where he went to school, a program he feels very passionately about. So I think that's going to be a positive for Tulsa. You know, he's going to bring that passion, that fire to the job. But you know, it's tough over there. You're at a smaller school. You're recruiting against Oklahoma and Oklahoma State in state for kids that maybe could take you to that next level. So I think that passion's going to have to come to play. Now, I am kind of interested, Barry, in how this plays out, and I know some Tulsa people, some fans have talked about, is this a John Phillips hire? John Phillips, a guy that wanted to be the Tulsa coach, the basketball coach, after they'd have so many guys in and out. It didn't work out very well. He really kind of ran the program the wrong way. I don't think this will be the same type of hire, but I guess it's only a matter of time to find out what kind of hire Bill Blankenship will be.
Well, I don't think that was Tulsa's intent. I think Tulsa's intent 9 years ago, when they hired John Phillips, was, hey, let's hire a guy who won't leave on us, who won't leave in 1 or 2 years after guys like Tubby Smith and Steve Robinson and Bill Self and Buzz Peterson took off. I think Tulsa was tired of losing coaches and said, let's hire a guy who will stay. Well, they hired a guy that no one else would want in John Phillips. I don't think that was TU's motivation this time. I do think it was strictly economics. I think there's a chance Bill Blankenship could do well. I don't know that there's a great amount of evidence that Todd Graham is any more likely to succeed than Bill Blankenship. So I think it could work out, but it definitely is not a big name hire. It definitely will not infuse a lot of excitement around the Tulsa football program. The people who are excited about Bill Blankenship have already been excited about Tulsa football. So I think Bill Blankenship will have to win his way to acceptance. I think he can do it. It's a wonderful story. He's a third-generation Oklahoma coach. Just recently his son Josh was named head football coach at Muskogee, one of the tradition-rich schools, high school in Oklahoma. So it's a wonderful story. I'm pulling for Bill to succeed, but he's got some limitations, and most of them are financial at a mid-major like Tulsa.
Yeah, I think the key to this is, obviously you're going to have to continue to win, but to win you got to go out and get kids. It's always about recruiting at the college level, and you got to convince kids to come in and play for you, and then once you get them in there, you got to develop them. And I think that's important at every university out there that plays football, but when you're at a mid-major school, it becomes even more important to find the right guys, to find the guys that are excited about playing in your program, and then to be able to develop develop them. And, you know, if they continue down the path that's been set out there over the last, 5 or 6 years, I think they're going to continue to win. They're in a conference where they can win games, where they can be competitive on a yearly basis. But it really comes down to, can you go out and identify the kids that are the right kids for your program, kids that want to come and can make a difference. And then once you get them there, can you make them into difference makers as players? I think if they can continue that, Barry, the financial limitations have always been there. They're going to continue to be there. But if they can get those kids to come and play for them, I think they'll continue to win, and that's really where it comes down to. Hey, stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.